Previously on Starting Over, Sinae graduated.
Sinae, independent, starting over 2004. Congratulations, Sinae.
Dr. Katz helped Josie put the relationship with Chloe's father in perspective.
Has he spent any time with her?
He's seen her twice, and it was forced upon him. He's never held her.
And Josie had a hard time asking Chloe's father for child support.
I think it's a burden to ask Chloe's dad for money and for help.
And Towanda was outraged when Josie received a better grade at the Board of Review.
Josie getting a B is a bunch of bull.
By mid-afternoon, 27,000 acres had been burned.
Beyond amazing to me. You just can't.
There was little firefighters could do to save this home.
And I even hit today taking 120 homes.
This is an example of what the earthquake did in Santa Monica. When the smoke cleared, 4 more homes had been lost.
Every year, a series of disasters hits America, leaving hundreds of thousands of destroyed homes.
Companies responding to 2255. We're getting reports of fire involving condominium complex.
And now, a former member of the Starting Over house is experiencing the same fate. Maureen, a graduate from the first Starting Over house, has had a devastating fire in her home in Chicago. I was Maureen's life coach in the first Starting Over house.
That's my son, Joe. It's the one that died. He had a heart attack. That's my daughter, Linda, who died of leukemia. The last time I put my Christmas tree up was in 1998. That was the year that my son died.
Why are you rebelling? Why are you rebelling?
Ladies and gentlemen, Maureen!
Thank you. How you doing tonight?
You're doing the stand-up. You're the one living the dream right now.
Well, Maureen, it's time to graduate.
Thank you. I love you all.
I'm going to Chicago to support her and to find out what I can do.
Those are way too big. See, I guess we don't need the bottoms. Who cares?
Oh, my head.
It's a little sad for me to wake up without Sinae, but I know that she was ready to graduate, so I'm not gonna throw myself a pity party because I'm sure she's happy back at home now that she's accomplished her goal.
At the Starting Over house today to talk about resistance and to talk about their problems in dealing with and resisting the changes that the life coaches are trying to implement in their lives.
Some of you guys might want to change because we have a little physical activity that we're going to do in the front yard. Okay, so you guys want to take this end? Okay, so we're going to play tug of war. It's a little unbalanced. There are 3 people on one side, 2 people on the other. We're gonna play a couple rounds, switch it up a little bit. Go ahead. All right? On your mark, get set, go. Oh! Okay.
The first activity that the women and I engage in is a tug of war, which is kind of representative of their relationship sometimes with their life coaches. The life coaches are sort of pulling on one end, trying to get them to change, and they're pulling on the other end.
Gotcha. Did you get it?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go. Oh my God, look at that pretty flower. Okay, so what happens when you let go? There's no
Resistance.
So what do you guys think this exercise is all about?
Letting go.
And resistance. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Maureen is scared. She's just lived through a devastating fire that's destroyed everything in her home. All her collectibles, all her belongings, all her memories. Hey.
I haven't cried.
You haven't cried. I think that she feels very alone right now. Even though she has Larry, Maureen is scared, and I think she's ready to tell me everything.
On your mark, get set, go. Okay, all right, okay, ladies. All right. We're good.
I'm getting calluses.
Yeah. Towanda, if you get calluses from that, give me a break. So, I mean, as we're eating, we can talk about this. I mean, I'm not here, so I don't really know what's going on in the house, but, I mean, is there a lot of resistance here? I mean, is that a problem you guys think you have? Really? It's really hard because I think that the life coaches, they don't know what it's like to live in the house. You know, it's like, oh yes, get with the program. You know, it's an amazing opportunity, but it's really, really hard. I want to open the floor for any comments or suggestions.
The entire purpose for Amy's visit is apparently to let us talk about our frustrations and why we are having trouble letting certain things go in this process.
Well, you don't know Iyanla, do you?
I don't know Iyanla that well. Why?
She's tough. She's really tough.
Okay.
And those three have Iyanla.
And it's hard.
Do you have a specific example? Because I'm trying to figure out, like...
Iyanla sees a change 2-3 days before, or even the same day. And the grading scale is like you should have changed when you first walked through the door.
The conversation quickly goes to the life coaches and the grading. I think that there's still a lot of issues around the board of review.
She's harsh. She's very hard on us. And then at the board of review, it was like blatant. It was like boing, yoing, 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 for me.
Every one good thing that she says, she's got to say like a dozen negative things about what you've done. So you just walk out of board of review feeling like the biggest piece of crap, like, why am I even here?
Because I need to see the behavior consistently. I'm going to give you a B-.
I think it has to do with my grade that I got 3 days before the board of review. Rhonda and I talked, and she said right at that moment that I would have got a C. And when she was getting ready to give me my grade, she says, taking into consideration you really putting forth an effort and totally changing those past 30 days into something different, she gave me a B.
So that's Rhonda's theories. One day of A work can make all the difference. And Iyanla's is...
We don't know.
We don't know Iyanla's.
It's confusing. It's just, I don't know how else to put it. Confusing, I guess.
I would say about 90% of the time I lived in the house, so I felt confused.
Oh, good.
As a starting over graduate, I know exactly what these women are talking about. I know exactly about resisting your life coach. I did it all the time.
Okay, I'll just put it to this way. I feel that my C was not warranted.
Then you need to tell her that.
I feel that my C was not
Jennifer,
warranted.
or I mean, I was going to say Kim, too. I mean, do you feel like you need to address the grade situation?
After our meeting with Amy, Kim, Towanda, and myself decide that we should all meet with Iyanla to bring up the issues that we have about board of review.
So I call Iyanla and tell her that we want a meeting, me, Jennifer, and Towanda.
So let me check my schedule, and I'll get back to you in a little bit.
Which turns out to be one of the biggest mistakes I have made in the starting over 2 house.
I'm gonna get emotional.
That's okay, Larry.
Come on.
Well, she's such a remarkable, strong woman. She really is.
It's like a windstorm or something, like a wind tunnel totally hit her.
Leaving the state of Illinois, I lost all medical assistance for Chloe, so now everything comes out of my pocket. And it's really scary because if something did happen in an emergency, I'm screwed. I can't sit and pray and be like, oh, well, Chloe's dad will do something, because he's not. Every time I call Chloe's father, I talk to an answering machine.
Hey, this is Josie. Did you move or something? Because I'm not being able to get a hold of you. And I don't know what the deal is, and you're not really getting a hold of me to let me know. So when you get this message, please, please, please call the house so I can, know where you're at. Thanks, I appreciate it.
I can't reach Chloe's father, so I'm finally just going to file for child support with the state of Illinois.
Okay, and then I just fill out the forms that I saw on the internet, how they are, and then they'll contact me by mail? What if I don't know her dad's social security number? And, like, I don't think he has an employment source, and I don't even know where he lives because he took off. So how do I fill that out?
You just either blink and explain it in your letter, and they'll know what to do with it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Today, I have received a letter from my father. It is a relationship inventory letter that I had sent to him, and he is now responding to me. However, I'm not sure what his answers are going to be, so that's making me a little nervous.
Okay, tell me what happened.
I was watching the news in the bedroom. He was in the computer. He heard noises, thought it was a dishwasher. It got louder, started to crackle. He knew it wasn't a dishwasher. Walked outside, and the porch was on fire. He came and got me, and when I was there, the fire was to the ceiling.
And I said, let's get out of here. Don't, try to put anything out or anything. It's just, it looked pretty bad.
I got to the stairwell, and I started walking down the stairs, and I remembered the bird. And I ran back into the kitchen, and I picked up the bird cage, and then I went down 12 flights of stairs carrying this big, tall, 4-foot bird cage. And then the rest was misery.
Did anything happen to you physically?
It's all emotional, all mental. It's, nothing physical.
I think personally it's worse to have emotional sometimes than physical, because emotional, hey, if you have a broken leg, everyone can see the cast. But when it's emotional, how do people see it? So how can people know that you need support or help?
I'm dealing with it the same way I deal with everything. It's just like, not in a serious level. On that, I'll make a joke about it, which is the least painful way for me to look at it.
Maureen has a history of being unable to deal with her losses, her grief. In the first Starting Over house, we found out that Maureen never really properly grieved the loss of her son and daughter, both of who died tragically. And now, I'm very concerned that Maureen will not be able to deal with the emotional, physical, and financial devastation caused by the fire.
I really haven't cried yet. I haven't done much sleeping, and when I do sleep, I just wake up in a scream.
I just feel that we probably need each other so much more now.
Absolutely.
Although she is, I'm gonna get emotional.
That's okay, Larry.
Come on.
It's good to get emotional. You never let yourself get it out. Go on.
Well, she's such a remarkable, strong woman. She really is. And it just all seems to fall on her. And she shoulders it. It makes me feel bad because I'm not strong. I'm not able to do that.
Did you hear what Larry just said to you?
He said I'm strong.
And did you hear the vulnerability and his willingness to say, look, I'm not able to do this, but Maureen can? Can you hear that, Maureen?
Yeah. When I called you the other day, and I'm listening to your voice and I'm crying, and I started to, and then it was like the message was over and I got away from it. I can't cry. I can't cry.
Maureen has been very successful in her life avoiding pain. And now her unwillingness to cry only tells me she's doing it again. If she continues to avoid pain, I'm very, very worried for Maureen.
I was quite surprised today to get an emergency call from the 3 sisters who say they want to have a sisterhood meeting. Well, I'm going to rush right over and see what this is about.
I'm trying to think of how I'm going to start off.
I think the main issue that all 3 of us want to get clear is the grading process. And I think that for T and Jennifer, they were both a little bit curious as to their grade, and it seemed to be a little bit harsh.
So, are we having a sisterhood discussion?
We are.
Okay, good.
I can speak on behalf of everyone because right now we're on one accord right now.
No, everybody speak for themselves.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we talking? What is the intention of this conversation? What is the intention of this conversation?
Clarity.
Okay. So the intention of this conversation is for us to get clear about?
Judging. Judging for the Board of Review. I feel that my C was very harsh. The meaning of the C for me is that I was going through the motions, I did not have a breakthrough, and I did not have changes at all whatsoever. And I feel that the changes that I've made prior to the Board of Review was not noticed.
Now, when you get a C in the house, it means that you've been doing the work, but there's something that's not connecting in the work, and C is a probationary status, because 2 C's and you're asked to leave.
Right.
C represents a standard of the house. Let me tell you what I hear.
Okay.
You got a C and you don't like it. That's what I hear. That's at the core of it.
Right.
Because
that is a core.
I'm hearing
That is a core.
niceties that...
That is a core. No, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm just telling you exactly how I'm feeling as best as I can.
But you didn't say, I got a C and I don't like it. I want to know why I got a C. What I'm hearing, I'm hearing there's something under here that's not being said.
I'll tell you what it is. Here's what the under thing is.
What?
What we're basically feeling is that between the life coaches, a change in one day makes a difference, whereas with some it doesn't. So it doesn't feel like it's the same standard in the house.
You want to know, is there a standard for the grades?
Right.
Because it seems that I'm giving grades that are very different. And a very different standard than Rhonda's grades. Okay. But that's really not the bottom line. The bottom line is, y'all don't understand why Josie got a B. That's really the bottom line. My question is, what does that have to do with you? Your experience of family is going to show up very differently because of your history and your background. Whereas if I take someone, Josie, from a broken home, where you don't know if you're going to live here this fiscal quarter or that fiscal quarter, if the marshal's coming in to kick your door down, who's going to give you food, where's it coming from? And you take that person and put them in a community, an environment, a family, they're going to have a very different experience. So what can be expected from you is not what can be expected from me, from Josie, from her, from anybody. That's how the assessment is made. What I hear is, with all the attempts not to upset me, these 3 ladies are complaining about their grades. In fact, one of them hasn't even been graded yet. You haven't even been to Board of Review.
I know.
I don't really know why Kim is there, to be completely honest.
Why are you in this conversation?
Kimmy. She's just there for moral support. Yay, Kimmy. I joined the bandwagon. It wasn't my idea to do the meeting, and yet I'm in there.
I still have a hard time understanding why you're in this conversation.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. I'll tell you why. Queen. Because you gossip, Kim. I'm sorry. I could be very wrong. I swear, I'm willing to be wrong. But this, to me, feels like the result of gossip. I don't know what kind of yaka was going on behind the scenes, but when this kind of unclear energy comes to the floor, there's gossip under it. I believe women are capable of doing anything with a made-up mind and a determined mouth. And the way women dispel their power quicker than anything is the misuse of the tongue. Quicker than anything. I abhor mediocrity in the life of a woman. Because whether I'm looking far back to the most ancient queen, Nefertiti, who conquered an entire empire, or a woman who gets up at 5 to prepare breakfast for her husband and her children, works all day, and then comes back to take care of her husband and her children, and has joy in her heart and her mind from the giving and the doing of that kind of love, and who raises solid, strong people who go out and contribute, if it's her, or if it's the single mom, or the handicapped women who get done what they need to get done. When you bring 100% of who you are to what you do, that's excellence. What the 3 sisters are calling harsh is simply my refusal to accept less than the best from each of them. Maybe that is harsh. When I'm with you, I don't care about her. I don't measure you by what she's doing. I'm looking at you. If it ain't about healing and knowing love, discovering true self, or joyful living, I don't care what it is. I don't care what you call me. Call me every name in the book. The more names, the better. Because when I really start stepping up in your world and tearing down your barriers, you're going to hate me. Hallelujah. Because I know on the other side of that, you'll be grateful to yourself for walking through the fire. The healing's in the fire.
Oh, I called them this morning.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
So I'm supposed to, like, write a letter about all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going on? Why we're up here? That I am coming back to Illinois.
My housemates are actually the ones that are really helping me continue the whole seeking child support and actually filing the papers.
Okay, so he has only contributed. Hold on, Trib.
A total.
In total.
In total, right.
In total of $400. Okay.
In total of doesn't make sense.
It's in total $400.
Right, but you were saying in total of.
Don't say of, but
Don't
in
say
total.
of. Say
No.
in total $400
Right.
for period.
So, how are we doing?
I'm good.
Good. So we are trudging along, and we got green for go. I'm
Okay.
glad about that.
After having the meeting about the grading scale and the board of review, I am really anxious in having my one-on-one.
So, this is your goal. One of the things that I struggle with you sometimes is that you have a tendency to throw everything together. So everything is wired up together and we can't see it clearly, and so this looks like it's part of that and that looks like it's part of... I want you to identify for me and for yourself where you think you are with this based on the work that we've done. But so that it's not all mushed up together, I want you to put it in each one thing in a box. I want you to tell me what you did or what you learned and how you demonstrated it.
Okay.
I've given Towanda 5 green boards, one for each of her steps. And on these boards, she will assess what she's done and how she's done it. The tendency is there to lump it all together, that you're not really seeing very clearly where we are and what we're doing. Because the truth is that the learning doesn't occur until the behavior changes.
Right.
That's the only way we know that we've learned something, is we practice it consistently. So take your boards, do some work, and we'll talk about it later on.
Okay.
Is that good? Good.
I have definitely been knocked off track after having a discussion with Amy and then meeting with Iyanla just cleared everything up. So now I'm just focusing on my assignment, filling out my little boards.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh my God.
It's dishonest if you're carrying that around and you can't even open the man's letter because of what you think he's gonna say. So I'm gonna read it to you real quickly.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wow. And this started in the living room.
Started in the living room.
And it came,
This
got
is the
all...
good part of the house.
This is the good part of the house. I had no idea. People talk about fires and you see pictures of fires, but I've actually never been there afterwards. This is devastating. This is horrifying.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How we living?
Great.
Living good. Miss Towanda, would you like to take a seat?
Oh, Lord. Do I put this here?
You sure can.
Okay.
So Miss Towanda has been looking at her steps today, trying to honor and acknowledge the work that you have been doing. So,
Because there's a lot of self-awareness.
Okay.
Let's see, I'm not always right. In the work, I can admit that openly. I'm aware and I am okay.
Yeah, good.
I have learned to trust myself. Who knows what power I am capable of? I am aware.
Okay.
That's big for me.
Good.
Okay, communicating honestly with housemates. When asked a question, I am able to answer honestly without sugarcoating.
Okay. Well, you know, I always have a hidden agenda according to you.
I know you do.
And we're going to see what that agenda is on the wonderful plasma screen.
I'm petrified.
We're going to take a look at Towanda's inner vision. We've got get to know self and identify values and priorities and forgiveness and build communication skills. And I want you to know that today you are going to receive your step of building communication skills. Notice that that's step number 4.
Yeah.
So we still got a little bit of work to do, but that's okay. It's quite different to see Towanda open and emotional. She's on the learning curve. Now is the time for us to really get busy. We're getting ready to get intense, you and I. Just don't let Kim define intense for you, okay?
Really?
Okay, ladies. Have a great day. Create a great day. And I'll see you real soon.
Dun, dun, dun! Right, dude. I knew you were going to.
Woo!
I didn't think that was ever gonna happen.
I'm going to the copy store to copy the child support papers I'm sending out along with the DNA test results and then start the process for child support.
We just need a copy of each of these pages.
One of these?
Yes, please.
These are originals here.
Okay.
Copies.
All right, thank you.
I feel really good about doing it and not sitting around and waiting for Chloe's dad to maybe have this huge breakthrough and thinking that he's ready to step and be a dad. So I'm just taking the initiative in making sure that Chloe can have the best life possible.
Oh, Chloe. That was scary.
You got goodies for me.
Yes, well, these two I got back. One is from my mother.
Okay.
And this is my dad's, which I am nervous about opening. For me to even send this to him was difficult, but for me to read it after what he's done to me, it's hard for me to hear or to see, because everything in here will be criticism to me, everything.
Kim is very, very skeptical about reading her father's relationship inventory. It seems that she's still very angry that he shattered her childhood fantasy.
He has never been there for me. When I talk to him, all he does is apologize for everything he's done to ease his own guilt. I don't believe it has anything to do with how I'm feeling.
How would he need to apologize in order for you to believe he really meant it?
You know, it never has anything to do with Kim. What was your experience? How did this affect you? How can I help you?
How old is your father?
73, maybe.
73 years old.
Yes.
73 years. Do you think that a 73-year-old white male in America has the language or even the consciousness to say to you, Kim, tell me how my leaving affect? Why would he ask that? Is that a realistic expectation?
Well, why does he keep apologizing?
Because he feels that there was something wrong with what he did. That's number one. And number two, because you haven't accepted the apology. You're still living from the place of, I made mistakes because my father left. Had he not left, this wouldn't have happened. Had he not left, that wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
But he did leave, and you made out okay. And not forgiving him is an issue of vengeance and control.
Iyanla wants me to forgive him. I think this is going to be very difficult for me.
Until you look at that and learn, Kim, that no matter what, I made out okay. And I have a purpose here. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to mend this broken relationship?
Well, it's not broken, but it's...
It is broken, and it's dishonest if you're carrying that around and you can't even open the man's letter because of what you think he's going to say. 73 years old, and he took the time to sit down and respond to this. So I'm gonna read it to you real quickly. And it's dishonest if you're carrying that around and you can't even open the man's letter. So I'm gonna read it to you real quickly.
I am afraid to read the letter that my father has sent me. I have felt so wronged by him. I don't really want to hear what he has to say.
What's the nicest thing I've ever done for you? Being polite to Jocelyn and Tony. What's the most hurtful thing? Being distant towards me. That's not criticism, is it?
No, that isn't criticism.
What are the 3 qualities I need to work on? Listen more closely to others. More patience towards those not close to you, and little less materialistic. We've already been there. We've already been there, Kim. Do you not need to listen more closely? Did you discover that about yourself?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, that was on your discovery list. I've discovered that sometimes I don't listen. Could you be a little less materialistic?
I don't think I'm materialistic. He takes my money just fine.
That's not what he's saying. She seems not to understand why he would say that she is materialistic. Well, maybe I should remind her how she behaved when I took away her makeup, her jewelry, her clothes, and Louis. When all of this stuff erupted, you broke this plate. But since then, you've discovered so much about yourself. I want to offer you the opportunity to create a discovery plate. Not one that's broken in anger, but one where all the pieces are finally starting to come together. Does that make sense? Yeah. A plate for this house, because I think you have brought so much. I want you to go there today. You can take a housemate with you, and I want to leave that plate in this house. You're doing good work. You are. If that's not too harsh.
No, it's thankless.
Hi, I'm Kim.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Got your plates right over here.
Great. Let me ask you something. What if you're not artistic?
Don't have to be. Everyone says they're not artistic. I can't paint, I can't do this. And they walk out and they're like, oh my God, it's great. So you'll be Picasso when you come out here, don't worry.
This is a plate that I broke.
That's sad.
I was a little angry that day, and so now this is like me sort of putting my pieces of my life back together.
Awesome. All right, let's come over here. I'm showing you guys the supplies and everything. You don't just have to use a paintbrush. You can use a sponge if you want. We've got stencils, stamps. There's a million different things you can do. And pretty much just have fun.
Since I'm mending broken relationships, I'll rip them off. How's that? Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Ooh, that looks pretty.
Doesn't it? Yeah, that's it. Just keep going. I'm going to sign my name right here.
Where do you want to go first?
Okay, well,
let's go to the living room. I've been in this room before. Oh my God. I've been here. That was your family wall. So describe some of the things that was on this wall.
I had a picture of my dad when he was 6 months old. There's one of my granddaughter that survived.
That survived?
Yeah.
I know this was kind of like your center of life. I know you enjoyed your art and your family photos. I mean, how does it feel to be in here?
Very depressing. Like it's never gonna be the same. It's gone.
It's very pretty.
Them's diamonds and pearls.
This fire destroyed everything in her home. I want her to get to the pain, to feel the loss, and perhaps help her rebuild.
You're the only voice that made me cry. Oh, I'm so excited. I have something good for you.
What?
Come on.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, you can. One of the major hurdles for Kim has been mending broken relationships, particularly the relationships within her own family. Well, tonight, I've got an exercise to help her. Okay. Pick a color.
Pink.
Pink. All right. I was thinking about how we could surrender this whole situation with mending the relationships and just lift it to a higher level, yeah?
Yes, that's probably true.
Here, I want you to tie a knot in there.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now hold that.
Okay.
And come with me.
All right.
Come on. I want you to read that.
Affirmation of surrender for sister.
Yes. An affirmation is a powerful statement of desire and intention. Since Kim's intention is to mend broken relationships, I've had her speak and write affirmations.
Because my sister Kelly and I are divine expressions of life, we now begin a new experience together. Well, can I just tell you one little thing first? I wrote that card and I haven't heard from her, so...
What? Are you looking for her response or are you cleaning up yourself?
I'm cleaning up myself.
Okay. So, there's your prayer. Send it up to the heavens. Just surrender the prayer, Kim. Just surrender it. Let it go. Let it go.
The one thing that I really want in return is love. I find it a little bit hard to believe that just by releasing a balloon, I'll get it back. Iyanla tells me that what you give out, you will receive back. So I am trusting Iyanla and I'm letting the balloon go.
I want you to do your stepdaughters. I want you to do your stepmother. I guarantee you, if you just surrender this, that the universe is going to hear you.
You think?
I know. Okay.
I'll try.
I'll take the plate and I'll wait for you. Just surrender, just surrender, just surrender.
In this perfect moment, in this sacred space, I am now aware of the love that exists for Tammy and Tara. I know that love is the perfect healer, and so it is. I now experience the loving presence of Jocelyn in my heart and mind.
There's a huge desire to want to share Chloe with her father and her father's family. If I don't share her with the people that could care about her or the people that are part of the reason why she's here, that I'm really robbing her of her being who she is.
What happened?
Those are some pretty strong statements.
And?
It felt weird.
Yeah. Suppose for what you offer up for your sister, your stepsister and your stepmom, what you get back is joy. Whether it comes from them or not. You don't need them to accept, to receive. All you have to do is allow. Well, you know what? I'm excited that your prayers are floating over Los Angeles. Look at all of them lights.
I know, look how pretty it is tonight. Iyanla has told me that I don't dream big. When I was young, I had so many dreams. And I don't know what happened. So I don't dream big. I don't know how to dream big. This is a new concept for me. It feels weird, and I am afraid. I'm not sure why. So dreaming big for me is something that I just haven't done in a long, long time.